Did you know that 68% of women admit they wasted months, sometimes years, on a guy who was never really into them? Have you ever wondered if he's truly into you? Or just keeping you around for fun? Let's find out. Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into the tricky world of modern dating. Specifically, how to tell if a guy actually likes you, or if he's just stringing you along. Mixed signals can be confusing, but don't worry, I've got you covered. Dating in today's world can feel like trying to solve a puzzle with half the pieces missing. One day, he's texting you nonstop, calling you babe, and making you feel like you're the only girl in his universe. The next, he's distant, flaky, or leaving you on red for hours, sometimes days. It's exhausting, right? And the worst part is the emotional roller coaster it puts you on. You start overanalyzing every little thing. Did I say something wrong? Is he just busy? Does he even care? And before you know it, you're stuck in this limbo of doubt and hope. The truth is, figuring out a guy's real intentions isn't always easy. Mixed signals can leave you second-guessing yourself, lowering your confidence, and even making you question what you deserve. But here's the good news. There are clear red flags that can help you see through the confusion. Let's break them down so you can stop wondering and start knowing. Now let us get into the meat of this video. The 5 red flags that scream he might not be as into you as you deserve. I'll also contrast these with signs of genuine interest so you can spot the difference. Ready? Here we go. Red flag number 1. Inconsistent communication. The first red flag is inconsistent communication. Does he text you like clockwork for a few days, then vanish into thin air? Maybe he'll pop back up with a lazy, "Hey, what's up?" like nothing happened. Ladies, this is a huge sign he's not prioritizing you. A guy who is genuinely interested makes an effort to stay connected. He doesn't leave you hanging for days without a good reason. For example, my friend Sarah once dated this guy who'd shower her with attention one week, then ghost her the next. She'd make excuses for him. "Oh, he is just busy with work." But it turned out he was only texting her when he was bored. Compare that to a guy who's into you. He'll check in regularly, even if it is just a quick "good morning" or "how is your day going?" Consistency shows he values you. Sporadic texting? That's a red flag he's not serious. Red flag number 2, he avoids future plans. Number 2, he dodges any talk of the future. If you try to plan a date next weekend, or even mention something casual like, "We should check out that new restaurant sometime," and he brushes it off with vague responses like, "Yeah, maybe," or "We'll see," that's a problem. A guy who into you wants to lock in time with you. He is excited to make plans. I remember my cousin Lisa telling me about this guy she liked. She'd suggest fun things to do together, like a movie night, and he'd always say, "Let's play it by ear." Months later, she realized he was keeping her as an option, not a priority. On the flip side, a guy who's serious will say, "Let's do it. How's Friday?" If he's avoiding commitment to plans, he might be avoiding commitment to you. Red flag number 3. He's all talk, no action. Red flag number 3 is when he's full of sweet words but no follow-through. Does he call you amazing? Or promise grand gestures like, I'll take you somewhere special soon. But then, nothing happens? Words are cheap. It's actions that matter. I once knew a girl, Mia, who fell hard for a guy who'd always text her poetry and tell her she was 1 in a million. But when it came to actually showing up, planning dates, meeting her friends, he was nowhere to be found. A guy who likes you backs up his words with effort. He doesn't just say he cares, he proves it by showing up, being reliable, and investing time in you. If he's all talk and no walk, that's a glaring red flag he's not that into you. Red flag number 4, he keeps you at arm's length. Number 4, he keeps you at a distance, emotionally or physically. Does he avoid deep conversations about his feelings, his life, or your relationship? Maybe he's super private, never invites you over, or keeps things surface level. This is a sign he is not letting you in because he doesn't see you as a long-term part of his world. Think about it. When a guy's into you, he wants to connect. He'll share stories about his day, ask about yours, and let you into his life, like introducing you to his dog or his best friend. I had a friend, Jenna, who dated a guy for 6 months, but she'd never even seen his apartment. He'd always come to her place or meet her out. Turned out, he wasn't serious, just keeping it casual. If he's holding you at arm's length, he might not like you as much as you hope. Red flag number 5. He only reaches out when it's convenient. Finally, red flag number 5. He only hits you up when it suits him. Late night texts like, "You up?" or last minute plans when his buddies bail. That's not a sign of interest. That's a sign you're a backup plan. A guy who into you doesn't just squeeze you into his schedule when it's convenient. He makes time for you. My sister once dealt with a guy who'd only call her after 10 p.m. or when he had nothing else going on. She'd get excited, thinking it meant something, but he never made plans during the day or showed real effort. Contrast that with a guy who's smitten. He'll ask you out in advance, plan something thoughtful, and show you're a priority, not an afterthought. If he's only around when it's easy for him, that's a red flag he's not truly into you. These 5 signs, inconsistent communication, avoiding future plans, all talk with no action, keeping you at a distance, and only reaching out when it's convenient, are like warning lights on your dating dashboard. But here's the thing, spotting them is only half the battle. The real question is, what do you do when you see them? That's where we're headed next. Okay, here's the big aha moment. The one insight that can change everything. The difference between a guy who playing games and a guy who serious comes down to effort. A man who truly likes you doesn't leave you guessing. He doesn't make you feel like you're auditioning for his attention. His actions align with his words, and he invests in you consistently, not just when it's easy or he's lonely. Think about it. If you're spending more time decoding his behavior than enjoying his company, that's your gut telling you something's off. The turning point is realizing you deserve someone who's all in, not halfway. So, if you're seeing these red flags piling up, it's not about changing him, it's about choosing you. Walk away from the games and make space for a guy who'll show up for you, no questions asked. That's the moment of clarity you need. So, to wrap up, watch for inconsistent communication, dodging plans, empty promises, emotional distance, and convenience-based attention. Recognizing these red flags helps you see who's genuinely into you and who's not. You deserve real effort, so don't settle for less. If you've spotted these red flags before, drop your story in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And for more relationship tips, check out my video on how to spot a keeper linked below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.